Hello again. Now we want to talk about the main tools, okay? And here we find the endo and redo, and you know what is doing. If you need to, I want to draw something like that, maybe. So you need to undo your design. You can press on this arrow or redo to redo your drawing like this. And also you can press Ctrl Z to undo or Ctrl Shift Z to redo like this. Okay, and here we can find open file that you saved before, or save your design, or print the plan view, and this for cut, copy and paste. The other tools we will talk about it later. Okay, so now let's move to plan detail. As you see, we want to create a plan for our design. So you want to design or plan where is the building, where is the water feature, where is the pool, where the street, etc. So we want to draw the plan. Here you find the shapes that you need when you're drawing. As you see, line, curve, arc, circle, ellipse, rectangle and round rectangle by shapes. So let's talk with line. So first the line, we need to set a start point and end point. So in the line we have 2 points, just 2 points. The first and the end point like this. So I set the first point and the second point. So if I will need the first point, as you see, the snap is open, so I can't put the point in the middle. I just have to set it in the grid. So if I turn off the snap, I can put the point wherever we want. If you don't want to draw manually, you can press enter and set the angle that you want to draw in, maybe 0, and the distance that you want, maybe 10 meters. And also you can use the survey pairing, but I think it's more complex, so I prefer to use the angle. Okay, then press OK, and as you see, they draw the line automatically. So let's go to the properties of this line. When we select this line, we got a properties of this shape or line, and here we can set the line style like this if you want, and the weight of this line, the corner of the lines, and also the color. Then press OK. So the line was like this. Here we can edit a point that we add. You can insert point like this, 1 point, 2 point. If you select this point, for example, it will be colored with red. Now we can delete this point. Also select this point and delete this point. So the round corner and bevel corner is if you have a corner in your shape, but we don't have. Here the shape option, we can. Let's remove edit point or turn off edit point. We can choose a load shape for your design from here if you want a ready shape design like this, and this is the category of the shapes. But also you can press in all to find all shapes. So if I choose this shape, it will be changed to rectangle. Sorry, triangle. Okay. Like this. And also you can copy shape. Then I select this shape and press paste shape. So here we got two shapes the same. Look that the shape is based, but the style is not based. So okay, that was the line. Here we got the curve. The curve, you have a limited point to add, not just 2 points. So you need, as you see, it will be curved like this. You can close the shape to add to the first point, like this. Or if you want to create a curved line but you don't want to close the shape, you just click on the mouse, right click like this, and you will get a curved line. And here you got the same setting, but if you close the shape, let's select with a closed shape, you got a material. So you can select the material if you want. So maybe you can make this shape as a patio or something. So we can choose the material for this shape like this. And this tool is for set the material. So here we got a size of the material, the angle of the material, and the offset Y and offset X. Sorry, offset X and offset Y. And here you can find the transparency. Like this. Also, the line style, we talk about it later. Sorry, we talk about it before. Okay, that was the curve and the line. And here we find the arc. The arc, it's contain 3 points. And you have to choose you want to draw with center start and end point. Or you can start with start point, end, and edge point, like this. So let's first remove. We can draw a rectangle for all shape. So I will select them all, then press delete. Okay, let's go to arc. Let's choose center, start, and end point. So I will start with the center point of the shape, then the end point. So we have to set what the size of that we want, and maybe you can press enter and choose the angle and distance. Okay, now we choose the start, the corner, and the start. Then we need to set the end point that we want to create the arc, like this. Now we have the arc. So let's try the start and end edge point. The start point of your arc, the end point like this, and here we got an arc. If you ask me what I prefer, I will choose the first one. So you get a arc. This, I think it's very complicated. So okay, that was 4 arc, and if you see, it's contain the same setting that we talk about, or properties. So as you see, the zoom in and zoom out, you can do it with control minus or control positive, like this. So let's go to the circle. The circle contain center and radius point, or 2 point or 3 point. So let's try it. We need to delete this like this and choose the center and radius. Choose the center. What is the radius that you want? So you need to press enter and put the radius that you want and the angle, or you can choose it manually like this. And here we find a circle, and I think it's very easy to draw. So let's try to point like this. We have the first point and the second point, and here we got the diameter of this circle, and also 3 point. Let's try. If you see, the circle is a closed shape, so it contains a material automatically. 3 points, we have the first point, then the second point. I don't prefer the 3 point at all. And now we can change the material like this. You can choose the material from this. And the setting is the same of, or properties is the same of the shapes that we talking about. Okay, now select the circle and delete. So let's draw ellipse. The ellipse contains center and corner point. Center and corner point, like this. Or you can add 2 corners. So also after that you can edit the point. We can change this point. Also we can do a rectangle like this. So after that we need to change the point to set the distance that you want. So as you see here, we get a round corner. If you want to change it to round corner like this, and also you can choose the bevel corner for this corner like this. So if you want to close the system or done the shape as when you select it and change with the edit point or something, you can press escape in the keyboard. So okay, now let's remove all of these shapes. What happened? So now let's move to round rectangle. Round rectangle, it's the same of rectangle. Look at the ruler, so it will let you set the rectangle that you want to draw. So you can use it to draw your round rectangle. And now we got a pie. If you want to add a pie shape, here you got a center and start and end point, or start, end, and edge point. So the first one, now you can draw a pie with the angle that you want. And now we can select the start with end and edge point. Start, end, and edge point, like this. Also, we have a random shape, so let's remove these shapes. Okay, then go to shapes. You can design or drawing a random shape that you want, like this. Here you will see it is a round corner. So press here to make it sharp corner like this. Then press to the first point to close the shape like this. And select the material and also the properties that we talked about before. So that was about the shapes. So now we got this shape, for example, and here you find the sample for the north. If you want to select where is the north of your plan design, and here you will find a lot of samples for doors, irrigation, lights, whatever you want. Sport, this is the category, and also the plant, realistic plant also, and all. You can also search for the sample that you want, and here is the all shape or sample that maybe you add to your plan design to make it very professional. Okay, what happened. Okay, now I will put the north symbol here. You can change the height and weight, the angle like this, the transparency, and break sample. Break sample is to separate the shape of this sample, but you don't need to do that. Look, sample here, you don't to press to break sample. If you want to change any of this item or the sample, you can break the sample. So now if you remove this check on scale evenly, you can change the weight, but you don't change the height. But if you check this, if you change the weight, the height will change, yeah, like this. And now we have the liner dimension. So if you want to add the dimension of your plan design, because your agent or your client need to know what is the distance on this plan, so you can select to add this direction, for example from this point to this point. So you got a north dimension automatically here, and you just need to set the style of your liner dimension. So maybe you can choose arrow like this, or circle, or this setting. The liner style, or if you do something wrong, you can edit the point like this, and also the dimension will automatically change like this. So now if you have a circle shape like this, we have a circle shape, and we want to add the radius dimension like this. Sorry. Let's zoom in like this. Now you can add radius dimension for your design. So this is the radius. And also you can change the style of your design. You can show the radius line or not. You can show the center mark or not. This is the center mark. So let's move it to the center mark like this. And here we can add text to this. Maybe we can write a ball like this. And also you can add a label text with arrow like this. Also we can type ball like this. The 3D label, you can add a 3D label. So if you add a 3D design in this area, let's say ball, it will shows here. So the 3D view as written will appear when you print your design. So this is a very nice item. And also if you add a plant, you can add a plant label like this. So just you have to choose the plant. Maybe we select this plant and the name will add automatically like this. So if you finish your design and you select a lot of a plant in your design, you can add a plant legend like this. So let's zoom to see the sample of the plant will add here, the quantity of the plant, how many plants you add from this type, the common name and botanical name of this plant. And here you can change the column that you add. Here the common, you can change it with size or botanical move up, or like this, move up or move down to change the label. And here to add a column, for column. The sample scale. The column is not changed. Okay. I think it's to make it bigger, but we don't have a plan to change the columns. When you finish, you can export it to Excel. And here you can change the font, the style, regular or bold, the text, here, the color, like this. Or let's make it green. The background, like this. Let's choose maybe white, for example. And the header and the body of the design, you can change it like this. So we will add a plant legend again when we add a full design of landscape later. Okay, so the embedded object, you can add or export a design or object or table or chart, whatever, from a file, maybe PDF document or a graphic file or Excel sheet like this. You can create one, or you can create from file to add in from file. Okay, we don't need it now, we can talk about it later. So guys, that was about the plan detail. Hope you find this easy, and if you have a question you can ask, and we will create a full design later when we finish talking about the tools. So keep going and watch every video to know how to use all item alone or all tools alone. After that, we can mix all these tools to create a full design. Okay, so see you in the next video.